Good morning. Welcome to day 124, Thursday, August 8th, 2024. Slept well. It got down in the low 60s in my tent. It's like 55 degrees outside right now, so that's nice and cool. The one issue that did show up this morning that I haven't had to deal with for it seems like weeks is the mosquitoes are out and they're being annoying. So we're going to get moving ever closer to Crater Lake National Park. All right, we're about 2 hours in. It's closing in on 8 o'clock. Just took first break, aired out the feet, had a Cliff Bar, had 3 male northbounders pass me. I recognize them. I've seen them off and on again, I think the past couple of weeks. So in another few miles, there are reports of Verizon cell service. That'll be nice. I'm gonna definitely take advantage of that. Find a spot with a good signal and take a big break there and get some checking in done. So that's the plan for right now. A lot of blowdowns on this section. Most of them are pretty easy to navigate. And the mosquitoes are still around for right now. So hopefully with cell phone service, I can update the PCT, trail closures, look at the wildfires, update far out, and most importantly, see how my UPS package is doing to Crater Lake. When I had service 4 days ago, it was going to be delivered today. So hopefully there's no delays where that's going to cause a wrinkle that I'll have to figure out. Right, it's about 8:45. We're finally getting some views back. I briefly had cell service. I had 2 bars LTE and now it's just all SOS. But about 2.5 miles further up, the cell service hopefully will be better. So try again there. All right, we just took a longer break, had cell service. Was able to touch base with Sarah. Looks like my UPS package is out for delivery. That's promising. It'll be better when it's delivered and I actually retrieve it, but that's a good start. Got about 4.5 miles to the first water source where I can get electrolytes. So we're going to keep on marching to then. All right, we're about 6,800 feet, about a quarter mile away from the water source. Electrolytes! But I just noticed we are at another landmark. We have just hit 1,800 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail. Still a continuous footpath from the Mexican border. Amazing. I am ready for some electrolytes to celebrate. There we go. Someone had the same idea. All right, it's going on 1 o'clock. Just had some electrolytes. About 2 miles from here is another water source. I'll probably get water for camp there just because that is a reliable source. There's another source listed after that that has conflicting info on how good that water may be flowing or is. So probably be about a 3-mile water carry to camp. That's not so bad considering what we've had the past few days. So, and it's a fairly light pack right now anyway, so we can do 3 miles with a lot of water. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's just hope it's cold. This water wasn't ice cold, but it's fine. I wouldn't mind having a bit colder, that's all I got for now. I've had a few through hikers pass me. There are a few at the water source there. I'm sure they'll pass me soon. Some old faces and some new faces. All right, it's about 1:45. We just loaded up on water at a seasonal stream, and we got about 4.5 miles to where I want to camp. So here we go. All right, it's 3:30. We've been climbing with all this water. We're about a 1/4 mile away from camp. I'm ready to call it a day. Yeah, it's almost 4 o'clock. We have found our campsite for the night. There's an established campsite, a big one, a few hundred yards south of here. But I feel like that's going to get pretty noisy tonight. Just call it a gut feeling. So it's flat terrain next to the trail here. So I just went north a few hundred yards and then got off trail and found a nice little spot here in the duff. So I'll set up here and be away from the crowds. I'm still close enough. I'll hear like voices, but far enough away where I won't hear voices later in the night and I won't hear anything else going on at the campsite. So for me, that's good. There are also reports of aggressive deer here, so I'll make sure I put my trekking poles in the tent. Everything else is always in the tent anyway, but apparently they have dragged things away, so they're more likely to do that at the established site as well. All right, let me get camp set up. I gotta motivate and get some electrolytes going. Oh, and so this is how dirty my feet get every day, which is why I want to wash them off, use some of that precious water to get some of this dirt off. I'm probably not going to have enough water to rinse out the socks tonight, but that's fine. It's just one more day, and then I'll be able to rinse them out. All right, let's do a recap. It is 5 o'clock. We're camped right around 6,000 feet. We did just a hair shy of 20 miles today. We're about 15 miles from the road that'll get us into Crater Lake National Park. It's kind of separated into two sections. There's a southern section, which is Manzama Village, where my package hopefully will be, and also there's a campground where through hikers can camp. I'll probably camp there tomorrow night, even though I'm sure it'll be crowded and loud. It's just so convenient. There's potable water there. So that's probably where I'm going to end up camping. So I'll probably be rolling into that area around 2 or 3. So that's good. And then the following day, there's a northern section. I think it's called the Rim, or I don't know what it's called, but that's where the lodge is, where I'm staying Saturday night. And there's also a really good restaurant there. There's also a restaurant at Manzana Village, but the lodge is apparently nicer, better Wi-Fi, more hangout space. So I'll just hang out there. It looks like it's a hard check-in at 4 p.m. No exceptions. So I'll probably just try and charge some stuff up and start looking more closely at the road walk. So good day today. 1,800 mile we passed. That's very cool. That's a lot of miles. Looks like the fires coming up in Oregon are still going. Not getting out of control, but the trail will still be closed. Looks like about an 80-mile section of trail will be closed north of Crater Lake. So that's going to be one heck of a road walk. Looks like at least initially you can use Forest Service roads and not necessarily be on the highway, but I really got to get into the details of all that. Yeah, so we'll worry about that tomorrow and the next day. That's it for now. We'll see you in the morning.
Good afternoon. I've just been sewing and hanging out at home the last couple of days, and so I thought I would give you a little update. I remembered because I was just texting with Brian, and he's about to get to Crater Lake National Park tomorrow. So I'm working on a large bed size quilt for our bed, and I've had my eye on this quilt. It's called Ranges for years now. The designer only had a throw size, but recently increased the size. So let me flip you around and kind of show you my organization and what the quilt will. So this quilt has a lot of pieces that are the same colors. I'm doing blues, and so I have plates labeled with all of them. Ultimately, this is what it will look like. I chose the colors similar to the pattern cover. And then I just have my machine set up here, and I'm crossing out the different pieces as I go along because there's so many and they look the same. So it's just kind of my setup. I sew on our dining room table, especially because Brian's not here. So yeah, so that's where we're at. Hopefully I'll have the top finished before Brian gets home.